There's no doubt that Bali is such a beautiful destination. From amazing waterfalls to high cliffs, world-class beach clubs, cute cafes, and to top it off, the people, the Balinese culture. And this video will highlight everything you need to know about Bali, from food, accommodation, what to eat, what to carry, where to do laundry, generally how to navigate Bali. Having been to Bali for maybe 3 months in total during my different trips, I have learned a lot about Bali. I believe I'm in a good position to tell you what I have observed and learned during my stay in Bali. In this video, I shall be highlighting everything you need to know before your Bali trip. So let's get down to it. First things first, the best time to visit Bali is from April to October. These are the dry season months, so make sure that you get your dates correct so that you don't spoil your vacation. After you've decided on the date, of course, you book your flights. There are many airlines that fly to Ngurah Airport. When I went the first time, I used Qatar Airways. The second time, I used Ethiopian Airlines. At this time, Bali offers a lot of countries visa on arrival. It's 500,000 IDR to get the visa on arrival. You can also apply the visa electronically. This will save you time after you have landed because they're normally long queues. The next thing you'll need to do after landing is, of course, exchange money. In the airport, there are many places where you can exchange your money. However, I do not recommend you to exchange money at the airport because you get really high rates. You get better rates when you exchange your money outside. Also, you can get a SIM card at the airport. The SIM card I'll recommend is called Telecomcell. Telecomcell has the most advanced 4G/5G mobile data network in Bali and offers big data plans for tourists. And it's the most used, of course, because of its convenience. You can get 25 GB data quota and 25-minute voice call for only 150,000 rupiah, which is good if you ask me. Of course, you can get higher data plans depending on how long you're staying in Bali and how much you use. Some places will sell the SIM card at 300k IDR, some 350 IDR, some 250. So it just depends also on where you buy your SIM card. The prices might vary. Once you have gotten out of the customs, you've taken your luggage, the next thing is the transport. There are many drivers in the airport who will insist on taking you to wherever you want to go. I honestly will not recommend that because in most cases you'll end up paying more. I'm not against that, but also I've seen in other countries when you get these countries, you will end up being scammed. Maybe they tell you this price at the beginning of the journey, then they change the price to a different price. So what I do, I either order Grab. It's like Uber in Southeast Asia. Transportation from the airport to a place like Ubud will cost you around 500,000 IDR, and from the airport to Seminyak/Canggu it will be ranging from 200,000 to 400,000 IDR. So you can estimate how much the taxi costs there. The second option is to use your hotel/Airbnb transport. Most of these places, they have transportation means. You can just inquire from the hotel or Airbnb you're staying if they have airport pickup, and they'll be able to advise you further. The third option is to have a personal driver. Maybe you had already booked a personal driver who will cater for your transport throughout your trip. Some people do that. Moving around Bali is simple thanks to Grab app and Gojek. These two apps are the ones that I use for taxis and delivery. As I said, they're like Uber in Southeast Asia. The next means you can use moving around is by renting a scooter. Actually, this is one of the cost-efficient ways to move around Bali, and you'll end up exploring more places that most tourists don't get to reach. A scooter will cost you around $7 per day, which I think is good price. However, you need to know that Bali Bali roads are so narrow and driving can be hectic because many people drive scooters there, so you need to be extra careful. I wouldn't recommend any beginner to be driving a scooter in Bali, to be honest. Like, yeah, you need a driving license to be riding the scooter and also at least have insurance. I'll talk about that later. Bali has a wide range of accommodation options, and I can group them into 3 categories: luxury, mid, and budget. You can either choose to stay in private villas or hotels, and this can be in different places depending on what you want to experience. For example, if you want to experience nature, Ubud is the best place to stay. If you want to experience surfing, nice sunsets, go to Canggu, go to Seminyak. They have a lot of nightlife, party life, beach clubs, surfing, sunsets. I feel those 2 areas are the most fun places for someone who likes such a lifestyle. If you also want to experience nature, Sidemen is a good place to experience nature. There you'll have the views of Mount Agung. If you want to experience high cliffs, go to Nusa Penida. The area you choose to stay is determined by what you want to experience. I'd advise that you split your trip to cover different places in Indonesia. If it's a 1-week holiday, you can decide to stay 2 nights in Ubud, 3 nights in Canggu, and 2 nights in Nusa Penida. You'll have at least explored different areas of the island. One thing I like about Bali is that you get great value for your money. First, the accommodation prices can range from as low as $20 per night to as much as $700+ per night. I have stayed in both budget and luxury places, and I can tell you for a fact that you get the value for your money. As I said, the budget for accommodation should range from $20 to $50 for a budget accommodation. If you're going for mid luxury, put it around $50 to $80 per night. For the luxury part, let's just say 150 USD and above will get you luxury in Bali. Actually, maybe even 100 USD and above. This is what you get for less than $100 per night in Ubud. Okay, so this hotel here looks beautiful. Food. The next important thing to consider, of course, is food. The good thing is food in Bali is so cheap. You can get food for as low as $2 or even less than $2. It depends on where you eat, of course. There are a lot of beautiful cafes in Bali and you can just select which one you'd like. You can either choose to eat from a cafe or cook your own food. Food is cheap. You can easily eat out every day. Also depends on how long you're in Bali. I used to buy fresh produce from the supermarket, the Bintang supermarket in Ubud, because that's where I stayed for long, but you can also choose to buy them from the market. I think it will be even much cheaper from the market. I was shopping meat, dairy products, fresh produce, just things to use in the kitchen, and also personal products. There are several ATMs around Bali. You can easily withdraw your money from any ATM that you see around. Of course, be cautious because there are also scams in Bali. This is one of the scams you need to know when using ATMs in Bali. You go to an ATM and you find a card or just a paper that is written broken. These people, they write broken so that you can be diverted to the next ATM to withdraw cash from that next ATM, which has been fitted with a card skimming device. So you want to be cautious about this. The recent case, I think it was a Ukrainian woman. She was found to do that and she was deported and fined, is it $10,000, I think. So just be careful. Mostly these scams, you'll find them in the most touristy places. I'm talking about Seminyak and Canggu because these are the party places and they're filled with many people. Talking of touristy places, what kind of entertainment would you expect to find in Bali? Bali has a lot of things that you could indulge in, from world-class beach clubs to waterfalls. Enjoy beautiful sunsets, go for ATV rides, name them. If you want to party, the areas I'll suggest are Canggu and Seminyak. This is where you'll find a lot of beach clubs. Actually, you'll find the biggest beach club in the world, which is Atlas Beach Club. Apart from Atlas, we have Finn's Beach Club, Potato Head, Mari, The Edge, Bali. So this one is not in Seminyak or Canggu, it's in Uluwatu. Then we also have Kretia. Kretia is found in Ubud. That one is the day club, it's not a beach club. club. It's one of the affordable day clubs you can find in Bali. Here you'll not only enjoy the tired pool, but also the rice field views. You could also go for the Bali swing right there. And the place is just beautiful. I went there when it was green. It was July, August, so the place was so green. It looked very pretty, out from a fairy tale book. Apart from the beach clubs and the day clubs, other entertainment options you have is excursions. There are a lot of excursions that you can go to, from waterfalls to day trips in a different island like Nusa Penida. I think that's one thing you need to do when you go to Bali. Go to Nusa Penida, you'll actually love it, but I'll recommend you to at least go there for 2 days. Go there today, sleep, then wake up in the morning and go to these touristy places, because you find that these places are so packed during the day because of many tourist companies bringing their clients. So you find that you won't even enjoy the place as much. But if you go there and sleep, then wake up in the morning and explore the area, you'll get to experience it much better. Go to Keling Keling. Is it Keling Keling? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. There's the Diamonds Beach. It's so beautiful in Nusa Penida. I stayed at Tropical Glamping. It's such a beautiful Airbnb. From there I could actually see the stingrays from the ocean. Like, it's on a high cliff. When you look down, you can see the stingrays moving and this therapeutic sunrise and sunsets. It's Another excursion is book the ATV rides. It's so much fun. Visit Monkey Forest, the different waterfalls that's in Ubud. I think I've been able to go to at least 3 or 4 waterfalls, and all of them were so nice. Still on entertainment, of course you'd want to go to those fancy dates. Maybe you have traveled with your partner or just your friend and you just want to have dinner in a fancy hotel or a fancy restaurant. There are lots of options for you to choose from, so you just need to decide on which one suits your budget and maybe aesthetics. That's just it. Bali is such a fun island. Do I need a travel insurance when traveling to Bali? I always recommend people having travel insurance when traveling anywhere, because there are uncertainties and you don't want to be found in a scenario where you have broken your leg and you're spending a lot of money to treat your leg, or maybe you've gotten sick and you need a lot of money to treat that. So it's always good to have a travel insurance, even though they don't even check at the airport. They've never asked me for travel insurance, but you need it. Bali has different adapters. Well, this depends on where you're coming from. The Bali adapters, they look like this. They're those kinds that have this type of ports. Therefore, if you don't have that type in your country, you'll want to come with an extension. Bali culture is interesting. That's how I can describe it. And I love it. You know, I went for this Bali dance night and I saw how the women were dancing. It was so fun and interesting to see, because I had never seen such a dance before. And also in Bali, you find that every morning they put these offerings on the road. You need to be careful while walking on the road so you don't step on the offerings. And when you're going to the temples, you need to be modest. However, in most temples, you'll find women selling the sarongs, so you can simply buy them and cover yourself before entering the temple. But since you know this information now, you know what to wear. The good thing about Bali, most people speak English. In hotels, locally, people who sell things to you, they speak English. I'll recommend you to have, of course, WhatsApp, Google Maps to help you navigate different places. You might need Facebook. For example, if you're traveling solo and you want to join these travel groups, Facebook is the place where you'll find these communities. Either it's solo travelers or women travelers or men travelers, yoga people in Bali. Just think of any group. You'll find it in Facebook. And last but not least, you'll need the 2 apps that I mentioned, Grab and Gojek. Bali has a wide selection of food. From local food to Western food, you'll just find many restaurants selling different types of cuisines. The first time I landed in Bali last year, I think I went to an Indian restaurant and it was so nice. I could also eat in Balinese restaurants. There's one called Lotus in Ubud. I also ate in an Italian restaurant. So really you can eat wherever you want. However, one thing you need to note is that there's something called Bali belly. Bali belly is stomach upset and you just get sick from what you've eaten. Normally, you're advised not to drink the tap water or even brush your tooth with tap water, and so that means you should avoid ice cubes. And if you observe all this, I think you'll be good. Alcohol in Bali is expensive. It's like, I think the cheapest thing you can drink in Bali is water and beer. In Bali is where I fell in love with beer because I found this, it's called Bintan beer, and they had the Bintan berry. Oh, it's so nice. It has flavor, it's sweet beer. That's why I liked it. Normally I used to have beer or wine. If you watched my Bali videos, you can attest to that. So the cost of drinks will vary. Of course, if you're in a fancy beach club, expect the prices to be high as compared to buying Bintan beer maybe from the local supermarket. So the Bintan beer, I think it was around 31,000 IDR from the supermarket. But if you go to the hotels, the beach clubs, the price can be 2 times. The wine was expensive. A bottle of wine, I think I was buying at how much is it? 700,000. I used to buy wine at this shop. It was in Ubud. They had such a wide selection. It was such, I think it's the biggest alcohol shop in Ubud. So I used to come here and buy some wine. Essentially, I could recommend packing light clothes, especially when you're going during the dry season. Pack sunscreen, sanitary products, nice clothes for night out / dinner, sunglasses. Maybe you can also pack a hat if you're a hat person, repellent, stomach meds, and also painkillers. Swimsuits and bikinis, sandals. Actually, most of the people in Bali have sandals. I don't even think I saw people with heels. You'll find people wearing heels maybe when you're going for a fancy dinner in a fancy hotel, but normally on the streets you just see people with sandals. I'll actually pack more sandals and a pair of heels. Also pack a beach bag and a tripod if you're traveling alone. Last but not least is where to do laundry. The good thing is that in Bali there are a lot of laundry places and they are so cheap. By cheap I mean from as low as 8,000 IDR per kilo you can get your clothes washed. And this is only when you use the laundries outside on the streets. Let me tell you something, if you make a mistake and use hotel laundry, you'll end up paying 4 to 5 times the price that you'll pay for the laundry outside. So if you're paying 8,000 IDR outside, in the hotel you'll be charged 40,000 for the same clothes. Anyway guys, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, if you learned something from it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below. We are on our way to reach 30,000 subscribers. Therefore, your subscription will mean so much to this channel, and you'll also be supporting this channel in the simplest way you can. I really appreciate you for reaching this point in time when watching this video. So until next time guys, bye!